What is going on, guys? FMU back again, and this is a quick little video having a look at what Football Manager predicts for Sergio Ramos even, at Manchester United. So there's a lot of speculation going around that he's going to United, possibly as just a deal for him, or possibly as part of a swap deal involving David De Gea. But we're just going to go with Sergio Ramos. I keep saying Sergio Ramos, I apologise. Sergio Ramos going to Manchester United. So I've transferred him over using the editor for 26 million. And we're going to have a little look and see how well he does in Manchester over the next 5 seasons. So without further ado, really, let's crack on with it. Let's do this. Right you are then, guys. Here we are at the end of the first season, and Sergio Ramos has had a decent season. He's only got 2 goals, but he's played 43 games all in all. Let's just move that microphone a little bit closer, shall we? Yeah, so he's played 43 games all in all. And like I say, he's got 1 goal in the league, but he's got 2 altogether, which is a couple down on what he normally gets at Real Madrid, but he's not known for his goal scoring, is he? United finished 4th in the first season, UEFA Champions League spot guaranteed. Ramos got the most Player of the Match awards in the Premier League. He got 2nd average rating, which is very good. So yeah, he's done all right. And look at David De Gea with the most clean sheets, which is again a really decent sign that United could be in for a good one if those two are in the United team together next year. Oh, that's Liverpool. We don't want them. No disrespect, Liverpool fans, but we don't want you. Just a quick look to see how they've done in the cup competitions with Ramos there. So the FA Cup, they were knocked out 3-0 by Crystal Palace. Ramos scored in the 4th round though against Wolves, interestingly. Capital One Cup, straight out in the 3rd round to Chelsea. Poor that, isn't it, really? And in the Champions Cup, they're actually into the final. So we'll skip forward and have a look and see how they do in the final against Juventus. I've got a feeling Juventus might be just a tad too strong for United, but who knows? We'll have a quick look-see in uno momento. So to finish the season, unfortunately United lost in the Champions League final on penalties. So Juventus just that little bit too strong for Manchester United in the end. But Sergio Ramos played the full game, was a bit knackered towards the end, got a 7.7 rating to finish the season on. So just a real quick look at him, just to see what his average rating was for the first season at United. So 7.85. His best performances have been in domestic cups with an average rating of 8.5. Obviously quickly followed by the league, 7.9. Then the national side, 7.81, and the continental, 7.55. So what we'll do now is we'll skip ahead to the end of the next season and see how he does in his 2nd full season at Manchester United. Right, so end of the 2nd season, and as you can see, Ramos is a key player for them now. He's now their, classed as their top key player. Played 57 games this season. He's only scored at international level, no league goals, but an average rating of 7.85, 7.76 in the league, 7.82 in the domestic cup, 8.22 in the continental cup. Excuse me. And at international level, 8.31. So his career stats, he's not been as good average rating wise, or man of the match, or assist wise, or goal wise, but he's made more appearances. So he's kicked on a little bit. He's doing quite well. As for Manchester United, they have finished 2nd in the Premier League under Diego Simeone. Depay in the top goal scorers. De Gea again second season running, most clean sheets. Ramos is in the average rating. He's finished 4th this year. Yellow cards, none, no. Okay, so he's not been involved in those as much. But as far as competitions go, Manchester United were knocked out in the first knockout stages of the Champions League by Dortmund. The Capital One Cup, they reached the semi-final where they lost to Liverpool. In the FA Cup, they won the final 4-1 against Hull, making the final for the second year running, I think, wasn't it? Just have a quick look. Yeah, second year running they made the final, so decent attempt from Hull. And that's that for their season this year round. So 2 seasons in, there's been an improvement league-wise. They finished second. They've won the FA Cup. Didn't do quite so well in the Champions League. Did okay in the Capital One Cup. And like I say, now that Simeone's in charge, you know, it's seen a different style coming at United now. They're playing a different formation, and Ramos is of course the key guy. So let's have a little look and see how season number 3 goes. So we've entered the 3rd season. It is the 3rd, isn't it? And Ramos is again in the average ratings. He's finished 3rd this year, 7.71. He's not in the most player of the matches. De Gea has finally dropped away from the most clean sheets. He's down to 4th in that. And United have won the league by 3 points. Ramos no longer considered the key player. It's now Dipe, who's classed as their top guy. He's 31 now. He's played 43 games this season and got a goal. 7.7 is his average. His highest has been at international level with 7.8. The league, sorry, excuse me, 7.71. The domestic cup 7.75 and Europe 7.65. So compared to the last couple of seasons, his rating, average rating's gone down again. Why is that done? Oh yeah, because I put, right, let me just explain this. I put on the transfer thing that he joined in 2015, so it's flipped those two around, so that's why the records are the wrong way around there, so I apologise for that. But yeah, he's dropped back down again to 7.71, so his average rating has dropped each season he's been there. He's got more assists this season than he's had since he's been there, but a bang average middle of the road for his player of the month, between 0 and 8 is 4, bang in the middle. He's played the least amount of games this season that he has since he's been there in the league, with 28, 43 in total, 44 that year, and what did he get last season? Was it 55, wasn't it, something like that last season? Oops. And as far as cups are concerned, they won the Charity Shield 4-2 against Liverpool. Champions League, they won against Barcelona, so nice, and Angel Di Maria getting on the score sheet there. Capital One Cup, they were beaten in the quarterfinals in extra time by West Ham United. And the FA Cup, they got hammered in the final by Chelsea. So they've won the league and the Champions League. They've done a double, but they've lost the FA Cup final and were knocked out in the quarters of the Capital One Cup. So after 3 seasons, he's steadily declining slowly, but he's still a very key player, key member of the squad, still worth 22 million. His contract ends in 2 seasons. He's signed up until 2019. And to be fair, he's done all right, I think, hasn't he, so far? He's declined slightly, average rating wise, but to be honest with you, he's kind of ticked over quite well. Okay then, guys, we're here. This is the end of the 4th season. So after this, we're going into the final one. 32 years of age, Sergio Ramos. He played 44 games altogether this season, 29 in the Premier League, so just, I think, 1 or 2, maybe more than last season. We'll have a double check in a second. He's got 1 goal in all competitions this season. That was in the Cup, where he also got his highest rating of 8.5 on average. International 7.84, Continental 7.5, League 7.66, and in total 7.63. So he's kind of slowly through the years dropping back. His first season was 7.90, then 7.76, then 7.1, now 6.6. So he's dropping back. He played 1 more game than last season, but player of the matches and assists were a lot lower. In terms of Manchester United, they've won the Premier League again, 82 points, 10 points for Man City. Lorenzo Insigne and Depay top goal scorers. Mata average rating and Insigne average rating. Mata most assists. Yellow cards Di Maria. Back at the top of the clean sheets is De Gea, and player of the matches, the highest for United, is Mata. As far as competitions are concerned, excuse me, the FA Cup and the World Championships. So let's just take that out, and take that out. So we'll start off with the FA Cup. They lost in the 4th round to Sunderland 1-0. So a poor showing again in the FA Cup this season. I think, was it the FA Cup they had a put? No, it was the Capital One Cup. They've tended to have a bit of a poop in, isn't it? 3rd round they lost 4-1 to Swansea. Ouch. Champions League, they got beaten in the semi-finals by Juventus. Community Shield, they won 2-0 thanks to Depay and Mata against Chelsea. The Super Cup, they lost 4-2 to Chelsea. There's a lot of trend going on with Chelsea and United here. And then the Club Championships final, Depay scored the winner against Boca Junior. So they've won the league, they've won the Club Championships, but apart from that they were pretty poor in all cup competitions. So we're going to now head into that final season of the 5 for Sergio Ramos and see how he fares in his 5th season at United. Will he play more games? Will he get more goals? Will he sign off on this series with a decent run? Let's go find out, shall we? So this is it, guys. The final part of this episode, watching Sergio Ramos at Manchester United. United have won the league again. I'll show you that in a minute, but first let's have a look at Sergio. He's only made 20 appearances in the league this season, probably due to his age and the players they've brought in. Average rating of 7.10 in the Premier League. His best rating was at international level this year, but an overall of 7.23, which is, you know, kind of expected. He's kind of dropped down a bit over the years. His league average rating has dropped quite considerably, 0.8. It's dropped in total, but this year he has played a lot less games than other years. He's only got 1 man of the match, no assists and no goals, so that's gradually declined as he's got older, which was expected of a lot of players. But I don't think we can deny that his involvement has helped them regain some of their glory. They've won the title for the last 3 seasons running now. Finished second, 4 seasons ago. So they've had a good run with him in the team. So this season, no Club World Championships or European Super Cup for United. The FA Cup, they've beaten Sheffield Wednesday in the final. So they've done the double there. They've lost to Chelsea 4-2 in the Capital One Cup final, so they missed out on the domestic treble. Champions League, they lost to Man City in the semi-finals. And Community Shield, they won 1-0 against Newcastle. So, they've done a treble of a certain degree. The Premier League will surprise you. Sheffield Wednesday finishing second. Sam Allardyce's Sheffield Wednesday. Deepay's finished top goal scorer for United, as well as average rating along with Mata. No United player in the assists. Man of the match, Deepay again, second with 8. Clean sheets, De Gea's in there in 4th place with 8. And most yellow cards, there's not a United player in there. But to summarise, guys, I think it's been, you know, they've won a lot of trophies since he's joined. Let's have a look at his achievements since he's been at United. He's won the FA Cup this year. Let's go right back down to when he first joined. Ooh, all the way back down. Wow. Let's have a look. Not overall. Competitions, that's what we want. Competitions. So he's been a runner-up in the Champions League. He's won the FA Cup. How many times has he won the FA Cup? 1, 2, 3 times. He's won the Premier League 3 times. He's won the Euro. He's been runner-up in the Super Cup. They've won the Charity Shield 2 times. He's won the European Football Championships as well. Been the runner-up in the FA Cup as well, so he's had a decent run. Confederation Cup 3rd place, won the Champions League, like I said, the Club World Championships. So he's won a good few trophies. He's won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 trophies domestically, plus the you know, the national team trophies. So he's not done bad at all, and he's had a good run at the club. So thank you for watching, guys. I hope you've enjoyed it. Please hit the thumbs up if you have. Let me know in the comments below, do you think this is a fair representation of how it would go? I mean, you know, I think in terms of the way he's played less games over the years, he's very realistic towards what would probably happen with his age. But I think it's been a pretty fair representation. He's come in and he's helped shore up United's defence along with De Gea, and they managed to get back on the trophy winning ways with Van Gaal and then with Simone. So, you know, going forwards as a team, you know, I think it's fairly accurate, but this is Football Manager after all. Sometimes what it shows us is never what we see. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and in the comments, just remember, don't be mean, keep it clean, and I'll see you all. Oh God, after smacking my microphone in my headphones, I'll see you all next time.